Well, how I decided to go for that career change in UX. Well, this is not about just a career change. This is about desires and passions. I had spent almost 6 years doing a job I really never managed to love. I was thinking of a career change indeed, but I was not sure about what my new career would entail. You spend endless hours searching for reasons to make that next step, and you finally find yourself falling asleep on the keyboard, and the alarm was about 2 hours ago. Well, that was definitely me for a very long time period. I entered the Hellenic Air Force Academy back in 2012. You know, I always had that dream of becoming a fighter jet pilot. The training was hard, but the moment you pushed that throttle and you were ready to take off, everything was gone. It was a feeling I really don't have words to describe it. Unfortunately, I failed in the second of the two aircrafts we flight in the academy. It's like the practical driving test. So I had to move in the anti-aircraft missiles systems. I remember I felt like my whole world was ruining, and I was going to get that feeling again in about 2 or 3 years, but hopefully with a very different ending. The most dramatic moment came when I was finally accepted by the square where I currently work, but I had to turn them down. So at the beginning, I started working as a WordPress developer for small business, local business, and local shops. And sometime, somewhere in all that journey, I read about the UX design and what UX design is. And it was like finding the love of my life. I could clearly tell that that was for me. That was what I really wanted to do. So I enrolled on a program, a UX design program by Career Foundry. They claimed that they had job guarantee, and actually I know no one that has finished that program and could not be able to find a job. So I started sending CVs in small companies at first, actually in any company I could really find. And at some point, I saw a job position posted by the Squared on LinkedIn, I think. The first thing that came to my mind was that there is no chance. This is a huge company, and I had literally no practical experience. But I decided to send my CV anyway. It appeared that they liked me and they wanted me in their team. So, I was like in heaven, and I started immediately searching for the things I had to do in order to quit uh, from Hellenic Airforce and start my new career. And then I was informed that all the resignation applications were currently not accepted because of the tension there was at the time with Turkey. And what I had to do was to call them and turn down their proposal. So I felt it again. My whole world and my only hope of escaping that job taking apart. Well, we are UX designers after all, and it is our job to find and design solutions to complex problems. So we managed to work it out with the Square until my resignation was finally accepted. I think it was about 9 months later. So after all that journey, I had some very, very useful life lessons I got, and I will always carry with me. First of all, it's your responsibility to find what you really love. Literally, there are no excuses. There are no excuses like, I don't have time, I don't have the skills, I have no experience. No one will care for you until you do it first for yourself. And if you never care for yourself, then nobody will ever care for you. Of course, there is a risk leaving a public domain job for a private domain job, but there is also a risk if you decide not to do that next step, not to go for that extra mile. What are you going to lose if you don't do it? If this is your only chance and you let it pass by, what is going to happen? Almost all the greatest successes came after tough decisions. And last but not least, no matter what the odds are, you have to send that CV. You own it to yourself. You know that you deserve it, and it's time to prove it. You have nothing to fear about sending your CV in a big company, especially if you are a junior or even at an entry level in the field. So do that next step.